First John. I want to give you this. And as Dr. Carter said, I am more of a teacher of faith, but I'm also a preacher. I'm a gospel preacher. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm a gospel preacher, but I'm also a teacher of faith. I do believe one of my mentors who's made a transition a couple years ago, Dr. Miles Monroe. Yeah. He used to say something like, a friend of mine back in the day, and he used to often say to us many times that if you write whatever you hear, if you write it down, 90% of your life you always remember it.
Amen. Yeah.
I just gave somebody a confirmation.
That's true.
I just gave you a confirmation.
That's true.
You're right. I saw it when I said it. I saw it. That's it. That's your confirmation. If you write down what you hear 90% of your life, you always remember. If you don't write it down, it's gone.
Amen.
A few weeks ago, the Lord spoke something to me, and I want someone to get this down in your spirit. God is not obligated to repeat himself. Whoa. I want somebody to catch it. Now, he's not obligated to repeat himself. He's not obligated to repeat himself. Okay, so Job 33 and verse 14, you can just take that scripture down. Job 33 verse 14, 15, it says God may speak in one way or in another. He may speak in a dream. He may speak in a vision of the night when deep sleep falls on a person. That's how God speaks. He definitely can't speak to y'all 24 hours not in Los Angeles. Not with the traffic in this place.
That's great.
You know what I hear people always say, the Lord's been talking to me all day. Hush, he has not been talking to me all day long. You know, I done almost got hit 5 times getting ready. And I wasn't saying Jesus neither, I was saying,
pray.
Thank you, Lord, help me. You know? But he's not. I want somebody to get this. And please get this. And this is so serious, because you're going to need this. It's going to come back to you. Yeah. He is not obligated to repeat himself.
Amen. That's good.
Once he tells you, you have to be in obedience, and you have to respond when God starts talking to you. I said something like this. I was looking for a shirt, and this is why this came to me, but it's always have. But I was looking for a shirt a couple months ago, and I never will forget. I've been looking for this shirt for over a month or two, probably, and I really needed this particular shirt, and I just knew I never wore a shirt. I knew I had a shirt, and I'm like, where's this shirt at? And I was getting mad because I couldn't find the shirt. And so about 4 in the morning, the Holy Spirit spoke to me and told me where the shirt was at. And I said, there's no way that shirt could be there. I just knew, there's no way. What is this shirt got laying on top of some shoes? He said, if you go where you know your shoes are at, you're going to see the shirt on top of the shoe. I'm there telling him, there's no way that shirt can be on top of those shoes. And then I heard him say, listen, if you don't go now, I'm not obligated to bring that back to you. He said, now you need to get up now and do it. So about 4:30 in the morning, I got ready. When I got up, I went, where the shirt was at, and I like to flip because I heard him clearly, and that's not the first time that he said. Proverbs 3 says it like I said, in all of your ways acknowledge him.
Amen.
And he'll direct your path. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 in that area. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and trust him with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding, but in all of your ways acknowledge him, and he'll direct your path. That's the whole key to your life. Now, I'm not going to talk about that. This is something that I've been praying about something a couple weeks ago, and this stayed on last night when I was flying in on late yesterday evening. When I was flying in, I asked God, I said, well, you know, I wanted to talk about some things because I have something taking place in a few more days and weeks, and all of this particular word and scriptures going in my spirit and everything I got to prepare for. And so I felt like I was going to have to go that way. Then I heard the Lord say, no, I want you to go this way. And I want you to write this down tonight. Faith to conquer. This is what I'm going to talk about tonight. Faith to conquer. Faith to conquer. Now, when a lot of people do see me, and as Dr. Carter said, I am a teacher of faith. I teach 3 principles. 3 principles that I do teach is faith, holiness. Faith you need because it's a way of life. Okay, you need faith. Well, holiness is a way of life. Faith is you just understanding how to operate in it. Finances, you definitely need finances. We all need finances. I don't care who say they don't need finances. You all need finances.
Yes.
And if you got a vision and you can afford it, it is not a vision.
Amen. Amen.
That's good.
Seriously. If you got a vision and you can't afford it, chances are it's not a vision. You know, I'm in a building project right now, and I do not have it in my pocket, neither do I have it in my bank account. But that's what vision is all about. If God gives you a vision and you can afford it, I need to talk to you for a leave. Okay, so tonight I want to talk about faith to conquer. Those things that stand in your way, those things that stands in your way at times, 24 hours a day, weekly, monthly, yearly. I want to talk about faith to conquer tonight. 1 John 5:4. I want you to get that. I want you to get it down in your spirit because this is where we're going to go at tonight. 1 John 5:4 says, whoever or whatever, one translation says whatever. I love whoever is born of God overcomes the world. And it says that this is the victory that has overcome the world, our faith. I want you to get that. Now make sure you get this now. You make sure you get this now. 1 John 5:4. Whoever is born of God overcomes the world, and this is the victory that has overcome the world, our faith. I wasn't going to go to verse 14 in that, but I guess I need to go to verse 14 in that. Now this is a confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us.
Amen.
And if we know that he hears us, we have the petitions that we have asked of him. It's in verse 15. Okay, so you need to get this in your spirit. Now, faith to conquer, and this is the area that I want to bring us in, because many of you all right now, you're about to really conquer. You're about to really go to the place that you need to go at. You're about to really conquer this. Thank you for receiving that. You're about to really conquer this. You know, you're about to really look this thing in the face and say, you're no match to me. Okay, you're no match to me. That's something that God gave me a couple of days ago. He told me, he said, I want you to know right now, everything that is facing you, it is no match to you. Look at that, Lord. Look at that. There you go. There you go. It's okay. It's okay. You just want confirmation. There you go. You just got it. You just got it. There you go. There you go. I love that. Now, I want you to get this. This is very important for you to get that. This is very important for you to get. Jude 20, I don't want you to turn to it because I know I'm giving you a lot of scripture right now, but I want you to just take the verses of scripture down, then you go back. Okay? Jude 20 says, my beloved, building up your most holy faith. Now, I don't want to just get into faith because it's not all I do know, but because this is my vein and it's one of my strengths, I have to set a ground here because of faith. Okay? Jude says, building up your most holy faith. Building up your most holy faith. Praying in the Holy Spirit. Building up your most holy faith. So we're going to talk about faith again. The first mention of faith is in Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse number 4. I want you to go back and get that now. The first mention of faith is in Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse number 4. It says, behold the proud, his soul is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. I want you to get that now. Because a lot of times we hear preachers say it because they do say it and it is right. But the first mention of faith is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4. Okay? Behold the proud, his soul is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Okay? When it says his faith, the Old Testament saints, they made it personal. Now Romans 1 and 17, Paul makes it like this here. And it is written that the just shall live by faith. He don't even say his. He just said the just shall live by faith. Okay, but Habakkuk 2 and 4 say the just shall live by his faith. Romans 12 and 3 says it, and God has dealt to each one of us a measure of faith. Hey. So that means every one of us got a quantity of faith. Yeah. We all start out at the same measure at salvation when we give our lives over to God. Then we go on. Then we go on to know him. Then we go on to know him. We have to know him. We have to, number one, I love how Hebrews chapter 11 and verse number 6 said, without faith, it is impossible to please him. He who comes to him, and I love that so much. Every time I look at verse number 6, Hebrews 11 and verse number 6, without faith, it is impossible to please him. He who comes to him. Every time I look at that verse, he who comes to him. And that really means, again, he who comes making his petition unto him, he has to know he has already done it. Can I talk to 5 people again? See, here we go again. When you look at Hebrews chapter 11, verse number 6, now when it says again, it says, he who comes to him must believe that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. And this is what he told me years ago. He said, now Mark, on your way making your petitions, you got to know I've already done it. Oh, thank you for seeing that. You got to know this thing is already done. See, watch this here. Now, watch it. If he says that without faith, it is impossible to please him. He who comes to him must believe. I want you to just get that in your spirit. And this is where you're going to build this Jude 20. I'm building up my faith. I'm building up 1 John 5 and 14. This is the confidence. I'm not arrogant. This is the confidence. I'm not arrogant. This is the confidence. I'm not trying to act like I'm better than you. This is the confidence that I have in him. That if I ask anything what he's teaching me to do is build up my faith. Without faith, not without prayer, not without giving, without faith, it is impossible to please him. That's what he looks for. He said, when the Son of Man come back, will he really find faith on the earth? Will he really find somebody believing him? Will he really find somebody turning the hearts of kings into their favor? That's Proverbs 21 and verse number 1. He said, the heart of the king is in my hand, and I can turn it however I wish. Even when he want to say no, I'll make him say yes. I mean, 25 people to give God a praise like, God just made something happen for me with no money in my pocket, with no money in my bank account. But because I got crazy faith, this thing is already done. It's already done. I don't know who this is tonight, but the Lord tells me to tell you this. He's giving you the faith to conquer. He's giving you the faith to conquer your enemies. And whoever is standing before you is not going to be no more match to you. Sickness, you're going to be able to tell it, as Galatians said, I've been redeemed from the curse. So the curse can be in the land, but it ain't got to come around me. I don't care who in your family had this sickness. You better say, as of me, it stops right here. Oh, I wish I had somebody to hear what I'm talking to you tonight. See, even when I talk about faith, because faith a lot of times, you know, Dr. Price told me something years ago, he told me this year. You know, Dr. Fred Price told me, he said, Mark, he said, sometimes faith can look as though it is out of season.
Yes, preach. That's good. All right.
I mean, seriously, I never forget he told me, he said, Mark, sometimes faith can look as though it is out of season. Sometimes faith, you know, sometimes God has to allow you to look stupid for a while.
All right. Yeah.
God Almighty. When everybody said, I thought you said this was going to happen, don't worry about it. I got enough word in me. About to say, though my vision tarry, I'm going to wait for it, because it's going to surely come. Give your neighbor high five and say, he is talking to me right now. He is talking to me right now. Receive it. Yes, I know what I see on you. When people ask me all the time, oh, Mark, you've been talking about this vision 3 years and it ain't manifested yet. You do not move me. Hallelujah. What you say don't move me. I got too much word on the inside of me. Though my vision tarry, I'm going to wait for it, because it's surely going to come to pass. It's going to come. It's going to come. Hallelujah. And stop praying for God to move your enemies. Wow. And stop saying you got haters.
Wow.
Take on a mindset, everybody like me. They don't know it. Listen, I wish you would have made the praise for it. When people say, Mark, they hate on you, no, they not hating on me. They really like me. They just don't know it. How can you hate on somebody? How you gonna boo LeBron James? How you gonna boo Kobe Bryant? They are champions. Y'all, listen what I'm saying to you tonight. Champions always get booed. When people see you walk in the room, they automatically already form an opinion in their mind about you. Leave people to their opinion. I got what I'm about to tell you. My word has always been this: however you feel about me is none of my business.
Yeah. Amen.
Hey, so take care of your business, because it ain't none of mine. That's why I don't pray for him to move my enemies. He said, I want to prepare a table for you, right in the presence of them. I want them to see me set your future up right in their eyes. I come to warn somebody tonight. I really feel like preaching. Y'all just, you really don't know now. Really, I just. It ain't even good for me to have a cordless mic in my hand. I normally teach with a lapel on, because if I grab this mic, anything might happen to you. Grab your neighbor, pull on your neighbor's hand. As of tonight, whatever you've been dealing with is over tonight. I don't care what it is. And I wish you would give God a praise like God just did it.
Right, preach.
Something's about to break for somebody.
Yeah.
And then you tell your neighbor next to you, say, something's about to break for you. I want you to write something down real quick. Now, Romans 8 has been in my spirit. Now, Romans 8 has definitely, so you need that particular verse of scripture too. Romans 8 and verse number probably 31 first, verse 31 first. What then shall we say to these things? If God is for us,
Who can be against us?
if God be for us,
Yes, that's too good.
if God be for us, it says who can be against us.
Yes, I love it.
But I made a mindset, who don't even matter.
Preach. Preach.
So when I look at that verse, if God be for us, who don't even matter?
Yes. Yes.
Who don't even matter? It don't even matter. So when it says if God be for us, who can be against us? In verse number 37 says, yet in all of these things we are more than conquerors through him who loves us. I want to thinking about this, and that's what I want to just get some of you on this. To conquer is to overcome and take over. But you just tell your neighbor next to you, tell them, I come to take over. You know, tell them, I have a mindset, I was not dropped here on accident.
I was not dropped here on that.
I was put here on purpose.
Put here on purpose.
Come on, Saint. I wish I had 5 of y'all can just, you know, everybody else might be wasting their life away, but I'm not wasting mine away. I need 20 people right now, don't mind giving God a praise for some deliverance that took place in your life. The first half of everybody else's life might have been okay, but I need somebody to know the first half I messed it up. But guess what? The second half, I'm gonna make the best of it. Y'all gotta say, amen. I smoked so much weed, I wish I had 20 people right now. I smoked enough weed to make all of us high in here. But thank God I've been delivered. I ain't got nobody. I guess all y'all been saying all your life. Stay right where you at. I need 20 people to give God a praise for some type of mountain giant you have overcome. You stand and say amen. You done slept with everybody and God done delivered you and set you up and you looking like a real queen now. They tell you, oh girl, you know you fine. I know it. Oh, y'all don't want me to get that real quick. Yeah, get that real quick. Look at your life right now, boy, you ought to give yourself. David said it like this when he was in Ziklag. David said, I've learned to encourage.
Amen. Amen.
I mean, if nobody else pat me on my back,
Yes.
I
Yes.
pat my own self on my back. I said, boy, you know you come a long ways. You ought to give God a praise. Because guess what he told me one day? He said, I'm not blessing you, Mark, because how holy you are. He said, I'm only blessing you because I found out you believe me.
Yes. Yes, that's good. Amen.
See, everybody else trying to act all deep. You ought to know God know every stupid thought you think right now.
Yes.
You would not even want to know what's going on in my mind right now because you'll say I ain't saved.
Preach.
You need real people to talk to me. You know, the Lord had to tell me one time, he said, I want you to remember something, Mark. I ain't blessing you because how holy you are.
Come on.
I'm only blessing you because I found out you believe me. Woo! Can I tell 20 people right now, you'll never be late another day on your bills? Come on. No, you. When you jump, I don't know you, but I'm gonna do it anyway. That's a down payment on you never being broke another day in your life. I speak it over you right now, and every time you hear some talking about where you at, I wish I had 20 people rejoice with my sister right now. Y'all stand and pray about how you want somebody to act when you get blessed. You ought to scream like it was yours and say, I must be next. I've been looking at that. I sure have. I'll take my Pentecostal tonight. Thank you, Lord.
Yes.
Pull you up the next to you and say, whatever God is about to do in your life, He's setting it up right now. Yes. So He put people in place for you right now. He is putting people in place. He's organizing this thing for you right now. He's shifting some things for you right now. He just want to see what you praise Him before He do it. He want to see when you give Him some glory before He do it. He want to see when you give Him some honor before He do it. I need 25 people feel like I feel. God, I know you up to something, but it just don't look like it's going to happen. But I believe by faith it's already done. It's already done. And I'm not going to allow these giants to get in my way and make me think that I'm not victorious. I'm not just a conqueror. I'm more than a conqueror. I keep seeing this 25 people for some reason, but whoever that 25 is, you better open up your mouth and praise God, because He just got to turn some stuff around in your favor. Let me finish out on something here. Somebody break this song. I said something's about to break this song. I said something's about to break this song. I said something's about to really break out in there for somebody tonight. I don't know who you is, but whatever that giant is you facing with right now, I want you to let Goliath know tonight you is gonna fall. You have, matter of fact, came on the wrong turf. You done came on the wrong, don't you know on private property, you ain't got no business right in my place. I'm private property. You trespassing.
Come on now, yes. That's good.
You don't have no place in my mind. You don't have me filled with a bunch of doubt and unbelief or nothing. James chapter 1 verse number 2, around there it says, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials. Not if you fall in them, when you fall in them. See, everybody's okay while things going good. Everybody can shout while things going good. Do you not know when he says count it all joy when you fall into various trials? What he's trying to teach us is something trying to break your pattern. I need somebody to feel what I'm saying. You have created a pattern, and the devil know you want to praise God. The devil know you want to love people. The devil know that you want to just do all that you can. So he brings distraction in your world, in your circle, because he's trying to break your pattern. But you got to let the devil know one thing. I'm not going to stop what got me where I'm at. You didn't deliver me. You didn't set me free. You ain't taking care of me. I know who come out here from. You see me back there? That's it. See, that's all it's doing. Go back and read that James chapter 1. Right about verse number 1. Verse 2 and 3. Count it all joy when you fall into various trials. Watch what he says. Knowing that the testing of your faith is producing patience. The correct word is endurance and perseverance. And when you put both of those words together, it means God has given me the ability to last. He told Daniel, he said, Daniel, I heard you the first time you prayed. He said, but a war was going on. And he said, Daniel, I'm only coming because of your words. I want to speak to 25 people tonight. What are you saying that will make God see that you do believe him? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they was in the fire furnace. They heated the fire up 7 times hotter than it was supposed to be. The people who were supposed to push Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the fire furnace, the fire burnt them up. So how could they have got in the fire? They had to jump in the fire and say, since we're here, let's give God some praise. Because the same God, I wish I had 5 of y'all to hear what I'm saying. Tell your neighbor, say, whatever you're in right now, you coming out of that thing tonight. I don't care. I come to speak to whatever devil been wrestling with you in your bed all during the week and telling that devil, you might as well just throw down your weapons and flee. Because guess what? We just to put a praise on it right now. We just to scream right now. We just to give God some glory right now. We just to give God some honor right now. He says, count it all joy. He said, count it all joy. Count it all joy. When you fall into various trials. Knowing, my brother, that the testing of your faith is producing patience, endurance, perseverance. The testing of your faith is producing patience. And you got to get this in your spirit. And that's why I love Luke 22 and 31. When you get back home, I want you to read that as well. When Jesus said, Simon, Simon, Satan desire to have you, that he may sift you like wheat. He said, but I done prayed for you, that your faith don't fail. I preached a message years ago, faith don't fail me now.
That's good.
See, I done prayed for you, that your faith don't fail.
Amen. Amen.
When you read that, when you go back and read that in Luke 22 and 31, he says, Simon, Simon, you know my brother, I used to have to put my name there, Mark. And I still do, my sister, I put my name there, Mark. One translation says, he's been inquiring about you.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Lord.
He's been inquiring about you. He knows, he done peeped the foul, that if you keep doing what you're doing, you like to step in the sun. And so what he does, he brings all these little distractions to try to get you off focus. He tell you, why you going there Tuesday night? Why you going up in there on a Tuesday night? Why you doing all of this here? Why you pushing and supporting other people's vision? I thought about Robbie today. That's why I love Luke 16 and 12. When you go back and read it says, if you have not been faithful in what is another, how can you expect God to bless that which is your own? If you're not faithful in what is another, can I use you for a minute? Can I use you for a minute? If you're not trying to push somebody else's vision, if he got a vision and God then gave him a vision, my job is to push his vision. My job is to push his vision. And when it's my time, God gonna use somebody to push my vision. God, I want to preach to somebody, y'all just don't know what I feel right now. I come to tell somebody tonight, I don't care how long you've been suffering. I don't care how long you've been waiting on this thing. If you give God a praise, I don't know when the day gonna come, but I'm here to tell you, God getting ready to do it for us. Because you know what it means. You know what it means. People used to tell me like this when I push people's vision, because I push people's vision a lot. I've been traveling 9 days straight. Seriously, I've been traveling 9 days straight. And a lot of places I've been going, I've been having to speak, but then there are a lot of places I've been going, I've just been having to push people's vision. And people often say, Mark, they're using you. You can never use me when I'm in my purpose. Use me.
Come on now.
When I'm in my purpose. If you think you're getting over me, you got it wrong.
That's good. That's good.
I'm in my purpose. God, I feel like
Yes.
when you're in my purpose. I'm never in competition with nobody. When I'm in my purpose. I wish I had 20 people. I can't do everything what you can do, but I can do the best that I can do. I wish I had a witness up here. Hallelujah. I wish I could do this, and I wish I could say like this, and I wish I could do this, and I wish I could do like this. But what I can do, I do the best that I can. Because I'm in my purpose. Someone told me one time before, they said they used you, they took advantage of you. And the Lord spoke to me one time. I was in a place, and it's a long story, I was in a place, and the people, and the place was so packed, and people said, Mark, they use you.
Yeah.
I said, no, Ramona, you can't use me. Because there's going to be a spot in my life going to make up all of this. It's going to be a spot in my life going to make up all of this. Make up all of this.
Yeah. That's right.
Hallelujah. Because watch this here. I don't need a lot of more money from God. Because God don't deal with money. I need faith. I let a lot of all the other people run after money. I just need faith. What is favor? God is going to use someone else's power, someone else's influence, someone else's ability to make something happen for you that you couldn't make happen for yourself. Thank you, my brother. I receive it. I receive it. I receive it. My brother, you in the great back in here. I want you to go. When I saw you got up like that, I want you to just know whatever God is about to set up for your life, the spirit of humility that I sense from your spirit, God is about to do it. And He's telling me to tell you, He is going to use somebody else's power. He is going to use somebody else's influence. He is going to use somebody else's ability to make something happen for you that you could not make happen for yourself. I mean, 20 people give God a praise like God just made something happen for me that I couldn't make happen for myself. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. That's why I thank you, Lord. I want to challenge all of you all as this year. Be a consistent, and make sure you get this, be a consistent tither.
Amen. Yeah.
That's right. Listen, just hear what I'm saying. This is facts. Pray and ask God, Lord, help me to be a consistent tither.
Amen.
It's a spiritual transaction. Tithing is spiritual. Tithing was before the law when people said, don't take all that. Hear me. I'm telling you, I know personally what I'm talking about.
Yes.
It's a spiritual transaction. So he said, when he said, and I will rebuke the devourer for your sake.
Amen.
That word rebuke means anything that attaches itself illegally to you. He said, I'll make him get his hands off.
Thank you.
Thank you for receiving it. I saw it in you when I said it. Thank you for receiving it.
Amen.
Hear what I'm telling you. Someone asked me the other day, they said, Mark, I don't know how you, one person said, I don't know how you keep getting up and up and up. You just move because I travel a lot. I've been traveling so much. And they said, I don't understand how you're doing this. I understand because I'm a tither. And anything that attaches itself to me has to get his hands off of me. Sickness can't dwell in me. Because he said, I will rebuke the devourer for your sake.
Yes.
Anything that attaches itself to me, he said, I'll make him get his hands off of it. And when he says, and I will open the windows of heaven, he's not talking about a natural window. Because what you do with a window, you look out it.
Yes.
And he's saying, as far as you can see, that's how far I'm going to take you.
All right. Amen.
I'm going to help somebody. See, when you know, it's like my glasses. Everything is glory. Yes, it is. I'm still praying for 2020.
Come on.
But until the end.
Amen.
Because my glasses helps my vision.
Yes.
Whoa. Come on now.
That's what God says. When you don't tithe, Your life is blurry.
Wow, that's good. Praise.
Your life is blurry. He said, but when you start doing it right, he said, I'll bring you before a window.
Come on, teach.
Amen.
As far as he can see, that's how far I take you.
Yeah.
And he said, when you don't tithe, it's like looking at that wall. You can't see what's behind. I'm in the right place, y'all.
Come on.
I'm talking about tonight. Because I feel like somebody's getting ready to go to a whole nother level. Before God really bless you, he's going to see how he can trust you in what he's about to give you. You receive that? I'm going to buy that hat off of you tonight, the way you shake your head. I like that. I love the hat you got. I'm bringing it to you. God is getting ready to help some people.
Amen.
I can see it. And I want to pray for some people tonight. And the only reason why I can do this, because I have this particular mantle on me.
Come on now, teach.
Yes.
I really do. I wear this mantle. I don't even take that for granted.
Yeah.
I wear this mantle. I wear this mantle. I don't flaunt it, but I wear this mantle.
Amen.
One man asked me one time, he said, why do people respond to certain things that you do? Because the Holy Spirit would not prompt in no one else's spirit something that I don't live.
Amen.
That's it.
He can only prompt in your spirit what I live. So as I say tonight, and I'm going to say it like I often say it, someone told me this the other day, they said, Pastor Mick, I've been hearing you say this about 4 or 5 years, and I will continuously say it until the Lord take it away from me. From the first through the fifth, all of your bills are about to be paid.
Amen. I receive that.
I don't care how big they are. I don't care what you are responsible for. Hear what I'm telling somebody here. I want somebody to get this in. I don't care what you are responsible for in this season. Hear this. I might have said this before, but hear this. As long as you stay in faith, you will never feel the weight of your responsibilities. I like him for some reason, I don't know. You got it? I want you to get it, man. Because I don't know who you are, but something God is about to entrust in your hand.
Amen.
And I don't care how big it is. I remember once, for about 12 years, I was responsible for like $22,000 a month. Then it kept going up. And I was saying, God, you know, because I walk in faith, I'm getting ready to build a project, I'm getting ready to build a multi-purpose center as we talk. Everything is in motion with it. People ask me all the time, they say, well, how are you getting out of one debt and getting into another?
All right.
But I don't feel it.
All right.
God is going to do this. He's about to give you OP. He's about to give you other people's money.
Amen. I receive that. Yeah. All right.
I wish I had 20 people give God praise. God is about to use other people's money to make something happen for you. Praising like that was just for you. I'm telling you, God is about to use other people's money. Come on, you all. You got to get it in your spirit. He's going to use other people's money. He's going to do it. I don't know who you are tonight, but I'm praying for you. I'm speaking it over you. I'm speaking it over you. If you stay in faith, you will never feel the weight of your responsibilities. God says in Job 36:11, you can keep it. If they obey and serve me, they will spend their days in prosperity and their years in pleasure.
Amen.
Pleasure means you won't even feel it.
Amen.
Come on, teach.
You'll have sweet sleep.
All right.
You rise up in the morning still feel good about facing the day.
Good.
Receive it, daughter. I see it on you. You don't mind, lift your hand for me. And those tears are just released now. A lot of times when people be crying or tears, people say, oh, they must be going through that. No. That's a tear of release. God is going to do this thing. That's why I'm going to speak it over you right now.
Good.
I want you to take that Job 36:11 back. You need it. If they obey and serve me, they will spend their days in prosperity
Yes.
and their years in pleasure. I can say some things, but it might sound bragging, but I won't, because I want to take some people to this next level where you're going to be able to experience God on a whole nother level.
Yes, say it.
I want to talk about, I'm telling you, you're about to experience some stupid. You're about to experience some ridiculous. I'm talking about some stupid, crazy favor that you're about to see. You're about to have banks jockeying for one another to give you the money to finance that vision you got. I need somebody who got a vision. I said you're about to have banks jockeying to figure out. In this season of your life, you're going to be able to make the decision who you want to deal with. Hallelujah. I don't care how big that vision is. I want you to get it in your mind. It is nothing too hard for my God. I don't care how big it is. If you keep messing with God, He's going to pay this vision off in full. Some of you all may never make a payment. Some of you all might never make a payment. How many of y'all can receive this here? The house you buy to get in, you ain't gonna have to pay for it. Oh, I wish I had 20 people. Oh, God, I wish I did. Can I get 5 people to just act like you about to move into a new home right now with no mortgage payment? You don't want to praise Him? You don't want to praise Him? You don't want to praise Him? I'm not just telling you something just to be telling you. I'm experiencing this thing. I got proof of this thing. The Bible said, God said, I gave them houses that they didn't build. He said, I gave them houses that they didn't build. I gave them vineyards. They didn't plant. And if I had to get in Amos 9 and 13, we got to go. Amos 9 and 13 in the Message Bible, it says, yes, indeed. It won't be long now. God's decree. Things are about to happen so fast until your head don't swim. One thing fast on the heels of the other. You won't even be able to keep up with them. So everything will be happening at once. And he said, everywhere you look, there's going to be blessings. 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 I need somebody right now. You need to praise God. Don't act like you don't need what I'm telling you. Don't walk out of here tonight. God want to show you. He want to do this thing with some crazy, stupid favor. Don't act like you don't need it. Don't act like you don't need it. Don't act like you ain't waiting for it. Don't act like you don't want to experience it. You're tired of running checks down. You're tired of wondering if this check gonna go through. I'm here to tell you tonight, Proverbs 3 says your barn's gonna be filled with plenty. Lift those hands, please. Those that will. Lift those hands. Those that can. Now tonight, I call him Pastor Devon. He texted me before I got here. He could be watching. He texted me before I got here. He gave me his blessings on this service tonight. And because he gave me his blessings as well, we tie our faith in together. That no one in this building tonight, whatever dream and vision you have, according to your faith, Matthew 9:29, you go back and read it, it says, according to your faith.
Amen, amen.
That's a major law in the kingdom of God, according to your faith.
Right.
And it says, be it unto you. According to your faith. I don't know you, my brother, but I just want to say it. I believe something's about to break in your life, and I know it looks impossible, but the Lord told me to tell you, what you're in faith for, don't you let nothing and nobody stop you. I don't care who's close to you. When doubt comes, you better give God a praise and run that spirit of doubt away. Is there anybody in here, you tired of people bringing you doubt and unbelief? When they bring it to you, it's a spirit. You're not going to be able to share everything with everybody. You're not going to be able to share everything with everybody in this season. I don't know who you are, but I believe something's about to break. I don't know who you are, but I believe something's about to break. And whoever you are tonight, the Lord said, you know tonight what's been spoken, and everything I wanted to speak tonight, I wasn't even able to speak it, so I had to obey God as he had me here. But to let you know that whatever's about to break in your life, it's about to happen. It's about to happen. I'm not here by accident tonight. I need 20 of you all to know right now, this thing is about to happen. And you done got weary, you done got discouraged, but the Lord told me to tell you to look up, Zion. Open up your mouth and praise me. Look up, Zion. Open up your mouth and give me glory. Look up, Zion. Open up your mouth and give me the honor. Look up, Zion. I'm coming for the fruit of your lips right now. I'm coming to see when you say hallelujah. I'm coming to see you when you say thank you, Jesus, in it. Whoever I'm talking to tonight, I'll come to see if you know that I can do this thing. That's right, my sister. Open up your mouth, Zion, and give me praise, because it don't take me long to do nothing. I just want to see your faith. Do you believe me, God said, that this thing is already done? Somebody open up your mouth like you know this thing is already. I don't know who you is tonight, but the Lord told me to tell you it's already done for you. And you're going to conquer this giant. The very thing that is standing in your way, you're going to look at it. And you're going to be like David was when he saw Goliath. He said, you uncircumcised Philistine, who are you? You'll look at that situation, and guess what? Before David had even slew Goliath, even before he took his head off, all that noise Goliath was talking to David, in David's mind, he already had defeated the giant. The Lord told me to tell 20 of you all, get it in your mind, it's already done. Come on, somebody, open up your mouth. I say, get it in your mind, it's already done. You ain't say, you wait to see it? No, before I see it, I'm going to say, it's already done. Now, I know what I got in my spirit, and I know what I got in my mind right now, but whatever you know right now, you have already defeated it. Open up your mouth and give him a praise like it's already done. Tell lack, you defeated. Tell sickness, you defeated. Tell fear, you defeated. Tell whatever it is, you defeated. David said, you come to me with a spear and a sword. He said, but I come to you in the name of the Lord. Tell that sickness, you are coming down tonight. a giant. It's something that's trying to make you think it's gonna win, but it ain't gonna win.
Yes.
Whoever I'm talking to tonight, I don't know who you are, but I need you right now quickly. And it's gonna take long, but I need you right now quickly. Whoever you are right now, whatever you're in faith for, whatever you need for it to come down, meet me to this altar. I want to just pray with you real quickly, please. Is it okay? Can I do this? I need to pray with you. Is it okay? I really do. Candy, whether y'all come and get this shit for me. Come get this shit. I want to obey God on this here. 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 If you will, just come all the way, touch the this here. I want to obey God on this here. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. I'm so serious. Everybody else might not be as hungry as you are. And I'm not talking about in here, I'm talking about outside. But I want you to know this giant, this Goliath, you're going to conquer this thing.
Thank you, Jesus.
Yes, amen.
You're going to say to yourself, I'm not just a conqueror. You're going to be just like Romans says, I'm more than a conqueror. When we was playing basketball coming up, and I'm telling you, when I played ball, I played rough, tough. Because I wanted my team, I wanted my opponents to know I come to skunk you. That's a Georgia word there. Which really means you better hope you get 2 points. I wish I had a witness up here. You better hope you score. Because when I come at you, I come at you with everything. And I just don't win, I take over. I don't just win, I take over. I just don't do this, I take over. You know, some of you all in here tonight, the Lord told me to tell you, you have already won.
Yes. Yes.
Whatever this thing is, you have already
Yes, I receive.
won. Father, I thank you. I pray for these that stand before me now, God. In the name of Jesus. They have that kind of faith to conquer. They have that kind of faith to fight. They have that kind of faith that they don't care who look at them.
Woo!
They have that kind of faith that they don't care what somebody think about them.
Amen.
They have that kind of faith that I'm going to bless the Lord anyhow.
Amen.
They have that kind of faith, nothing going to separate me from the love of God. They have that faith to even tell sickness right now, I shall live and I shall not die. Oh, I wish I had somebody right now. You're going to look sickness in the face. You're going to go in one of your loved ones' room and you're going to tell them you're going to live and you're not going to die. You're going to declare the works of the Lord. And even when doubt and unbelief come, you're going to be able to tell that situation, oh no, oh no, oh no. Sickness don't even dwell in my body. You're going to speak that over your own body. You're going to speak over your own finances. You're going to speak over that thing that's trying to block you and stop you from going back to school, from doing the things that you need to do. You're going to look those giants, you're going to look those situations in the face, and you're going to say to them, no, 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 you are already defeated.